Thank you, everybody, for coming to the Aaron Torres Podcast YouTube page. If you could do me a quick favor, see that little subscribe button at the bottom of your screen? Go ahead, click that subscribe button. Really does help our channel grow, our audience grow, and I really do appreciate it more than you know. So click that subscribe button. Appreciate your support. Now, here's the video that you came here for. We officially came to an end in an important recruiting moment this weekend. So this weekend was the final game of kind of the major all-star circuit in the high school basketball ranks, okay? We start with the McDonald's All-American game, Nike Hoop Summit, Jordan Brand Classic, maybe one or two others. And then we have the Iverson Classic, which is a game hosted by Allen Iverson. It's in his hometown, I believe, of Hampton Roads, Virginia. And it's just become a great event. I mean, a lot of the big names in the NBA have played in it, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Well, I bring it up. First of all, they need to broadcast this game because I was looking for it everywhere while I was getting ready for my Fox Sports radio show, neither here nor there. I bring it up. It was not broadcast that I'm aware of, but you start to see as the game goes final, there was a guy that had a heck of a weekend capped by being named MVP of this game. It was guard Darius Acuff, five-star guard, committed to Arkansas, who wins MVP of the Jordan Brand class, or not the Jordan Brand, excuse me, I'm sorry, Mr. Iverson. Allen Iverson, if you're watching, I apologize. Darius Acuff, 32 points, 11 assists, named the MVP of the Iverson Classic. And I got to be real. I think this kid might be the most underrated player in this class, and I'll take it a step further. I think he is going to be John Calipari's next great point guard, next great guard. And as we get set for the 2025 NBA draft, I don't think it's too early to look ahead to 2026, where I think Darius Acuff will very much be a factor there. So let's go ahead and dive into this. First of all, by the way, a little bit of a side tangent because I got asked a lot about this. Big weekend for Darius Acuff overall. Wins game MVP. Also, I guess they had a one-on-one tournament that he won. And also, it was announced at that game. Remember, Allen Iverson was a career Reebok guy. I think he signed a lifetime contract with Reebok. It was announced that Darius Acuff signed a Reebok contract at that game, NIL deal. And first of all, I'm only talking about it because I had a lot of Arkansas fans ask me. It has no impact on his status at Arkansas because that was the immediate, oh my goodness, does this mean he's decommitting? What does it mean? First of all, there's no Reebok school for him to go to. I don't think Reebok is a sponsor of any school. But, you know, listen, I think a lot of Arkansas fans said, we're a Nike school. Does this impact us at all? As far as I know, no, it certainly doesn't, because he talked about how excited he is to play for John Calipari at this event. But really quickly, Cooper Flagg kind of set the precedent for this last year at Duke. Remember, Cooper Flagg is a New Balance guy. He signed a long-term contract with New Balance. And my understanding of how it worked was Cooper Flagg, every time he took the court for Duke, had to wear Nikes. But then also when he was off the court on his social media, he did a commercial for New Balance. He could wear New Balances. Just when he was in a Duke uniform, he did have to wear Nikes. And so I have to assume it is the same exact deal for Darius Acuff. To me, what this speaks to is that Reebok is making a long-term investment in him. According to reports, it's a 5-year deal. So they're basically saying, we're going to sacrifice a year on the front end at Arkansas where you can't wear our shoes, because when you get to the NBA, we believe you are going to be a star. And so that was the big news. But I think it also speaks to what I'm saying right now is I think this kid just might be wildly underrated, and we're probably not giving him enough credit as an elite prospect going into next year. First off, it's worth noting, you know, you look at the All-Star Game circuit. One did have a little bit of he had an okay game at the McDonald's All-American game. I think he finished with like 10, 12 points. But the last two games, he's been awesome, okay? He goes to the Nike Hoop Summit in Portland 2 weeks ago. And I will tell you, I have covered those Hoop Summit games, okay? The Hoop Summit, for people who don't remember, it is a Team USA versus a Team World game, best high school aged players. That is a game that matters to the players in that game. In other words, the international kids want to beat the brains out of the USA kids. The USA kids don't want to lose the international kids. It's actually what the NBA is going to try to do with their All-Star game next year, make it international versus US to try to bring some juice to that game. So I'm here to tell you that game, it's not your typical All-Star game. Like, players play hard, players play to win. And in that game, he had 22 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, 4 of 8 from 3. And he was basically, as important in that game, as important as that win, as anybody not named AJ DeBonsa and Cam Boozer. Cam Boozer led the team in minutes played. AJ DeBonsa finished in second. Darius Acuff finished in third. And so that shows you the coaches that were around him all week were like, oh, this kid's important. Oh, we got to have him on the court. Oh, he's our PG1 in an important game with the best players in the U.S. He was an X factor in that game. Then he goes to the Iverson game. And again, it's hard to even find highlights. And I'm not trying to be disrespectful. The Iverson people, by the way, Iverson people, reach out to me. Let's stream this on the Aaron Torres Pod YouTube channel next season. I could do play-by-play. I could do color commentary. Whatever you need from me, you let me know. But I bring it up because 32 points, 11 assists in this game. And so why I want to talk about this is because I believe that everybody, and I include myself, as we talk about all the great players in this class of 2025, and this is one of the best high school classes we've had in some time, I don't think we're talking about Darius Acuff enough, okay? First of all, the class is just insane, okay? AJ DeBonsa, Cam Boozer, Caleb Wilson going to Carolina, Darren Peterson going to Kansas, Nate Ament going to Tennessee. You go on. There are Elijah Arenas, who, knock on wood, is thankfully okay after that scary car crash. There are so many good players in this class that I just think Darius Acuff has gotten lost in the shuffle. He was also probably the first marquee player in this class to commit. Remember, he committed like June, July of last year. I think even before the summer circuit was over. And so, again, it's kind of an out of sight, out of mind. He's not a guy that a show like this is going to talk about because he cut his list from 10 to 5, 5 to 3, making no. He did that in like June of last year, July of last year. So there was nothing new to talk about with that. Committed July of last year. I was correct. Thank you, producer Matt. So he commits early. He's off the board. So while we're trying to figure out, okay, AJ DeBonsa is taking these 7 visits, what does it mean? Darius Acuff is already a Razorback. By the way, credit to Darius Acuff. He then became Arkansas's best recruiter when he actually committed. Visited the same weekend as Malik Thomas. Visited the same weekend as Nate Ament. And I just think Arkansas fans should be excited about him. He's a little tiny bit undersized, probably about 6'2", 6'3", but he is a sheer bucket getter. He gets others involved. Whenever you have 11 assists in a game, you can see the impact that he's having. But I just think he's just the most underrated player in this class because, again, there were so many good players in this class. Now, listen, Arkansas is going to have a lot of talent next year. DJ Wagner is obviously back. I think to start the season, you'd assume the ball is going to be in his hands. But you talk about a guy that by the end of the year could be Arkansas's most important player, could be Arkansas's best player. I think Darius Acuff is it. And I look at his game. I look at his ability to get his own basket. I look at his ability to get others involved. He's actually a better three-point shooter than people probably give him credit for. Like I said, statistically was a very good three-point shooter in the Iverson game. I just think he's a guy that people aren't talking about enough. By the way, Arkansas fans, if you're still watching, if you're listening, I try not to criticize other media outlets. I did see, what was it, On3 had him ranked like 19th in the country. 24/7 has him as a legitimate top 5 prospect. Somehow On3 has him at like 21 overall. I don't get it, but I'm just here to tell you, I think the last couple weeks have been a great couple weeks for him. I think it shows that, again, because of when he committed, because of who else is in this class, just not getting enough credit. He is going to be a stud and a dog at Arkansas. By the way, as you can see, make sure to follow our Torres on the Hogs page. Torres on the Hogs for all your late breaking Arkansas news.